from being deceived. If you try to find out what's up my sleeve, you can figure out what a bag of men. If you try, nothing can stop you from being deceived. Nothing can stop you from being deceived. Nothing can stop you from being deceived. Nothing can stop you from nothing can stop you from being deceived. Nothing can stop you from being deceived. Nothing can stop you from being deceived. Nothing can stop you from nothing can stop you from being deceived. Nothing can stop you from being deceived.
Yeah,
I had about 1,200 people in education. They had people from all over. I didn't go the whole day because I had some family business to actually attend to. So by the time I got there, it was battle time. And you know, I like that part. You know, that's the part that I go for. So you know, they had some smoke on the stage. I saw a couple of my prospects from my battles up there. You know, I love to see that happen. Trying to get them bags and get them bragging rights, but it was a pretty dope event.
okay.
Dope event.
Did anybody participate in the battle there that have participated in the event?
Yeah. I had a couple people up on that stage. A Bum the Goat, he did really good. I didn't stay to actually see who actually won. But they had some smoke up on that stage. They really did. I had a couple more people in there. I believe my ultimate groomer was there. Jose, Barbara Reyes.
Did he have on the jacket?
He didn't have on the jacket. He didn't have, you know, it's not cold enough for the jacket yet.
What kind of, it could be
You're supposed to rock that jacket though, right?
Take it on. Yeah.
Well, he about to start wearing that jacket because you know, it's the customization of it for me. So
man, listen, that jacket is so inspiring. We ain't even gonna go. We gonna get to that point because I definitely, that's one of the most exciting parts of this whole conversation with you that I'm looking forward to, because that's such a unique idea and it brings such a hunger and desire, because it's not, when you get a trophy, I think all us on here done won a trophy before, right? When you get a trophy, you take it home, put it on the shelf, or take it to the shop, set it up, and you admire it for a little while, but after a while, it loses its play. It is
right
what it was. That is something different though, because you gotta keep, man. It's like winning a boxing belt. You gotta maintain that. You gotta defend. You gotta take it and keep matches to it. Like we're gonna talk about that, but let's go ahead and let Ash introduce everybody, man. I'm sorry. I'm on
that. So everybody, we're with the I Cut My Way Out podcast. Going live here on Instagram, as you see. Can everybody hear?
Yeah.
Of course, we have Shy, the barber out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee. We got Mr. AO, all 700 feet of them.
Come on now.
And then help me pronounce your name. I don't want to mess it up.
Go for it. Let me hear what you got. Go for it.
Is it Diona? Is it? It is Diona. Okay, I didn't want to mess it up. Fowlks, right? Okay, and you're based out of Dallas, correct? Okay. So we coming to you today. We just want to get your journey and find out about what it is you're doing, how long you've been in the industry, and you know we do this to inspire, you know, to celebrate our industry and inspire others, no matter
my bad.
Oh, you good. No matter what lane they may be in. So you know, take us on the journey. Tell the people who are, you know, tapped in a little bit about yourself and, you know, how long you've been in the game and whatnot.
Hey, hold on. Before you start right quick, man, your haircut is on point. I just wanted to let you know that. Like, I seen it as soon as I got on, I said, oh, my God. Like, her hair is on point.
Yeah. I've been checking it out on all the pictures on a page. I'm like, it's always flawless.
Man, what? I'm looking at it like, man, ain't nothing out of place. Like,
right.
It is though. Plug yourself, barber. Plug yourself, barber.
For real.
So, can y'all hear?
Nah.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
Put this phone, then I'm gonna have to hold it because it blocks the microphone.
Okay.
I'm Diona, D Fowlks. I'm stationed out of Dallas, Texas, born and raised in Dallas, Texas.
Okay.
I'm a barber stylist of 22 years in this industry. So what you're looking at is something that I have had the ups, I've had the downs, I've had the roadblocks, I've had the stumblings, I've had it all. And now I'm finally walking into my purpose and becoming very prosperous at what God has ordained me to do, which is to uplift, inspire, and motivate the upcoming as well as the present. Because the present, sometimes we tend to get a little stuck. We tend to get a little bored. We tend to get a little burnt out. So that's where I come in at. Sometimes we feel like we've been in the industry so long, there's no other level for us to reach. I'm here to tell you different. You just have to sometimes find your niche, dig and dig and dig. And sometimes, and believe it or not, getting told no actually helps you figure this out as well. So as I stated, I've been in this industry for 22 years. I chose barbering because I'm going to be real honest and a little transparent with y'all today. It was just easier for me to take that test. Okay. At that point in time, it was easy to take that test, but then I never realized that I was actually going to be able to service both men and women. Once I really learned the importance and learned the value of what I was holding as far as my talent and my skills, it was only normal for me to utilize and monetize off of that. So I don't like to turn down anything that comes through my door. I don't turn down nothing but these callers. If it's a little boy, if it's a little girl, if it's a guy, if it's a gal, whatever it is, I'm your grooming. I'm your grooming specialist. And it's pretty much nothing that I can't do. If it's something that I can do, I'm one of those type of people that if it's something that I can't do and it's popular in this industry, I'm going to learn it.
That's what's up. I'm
going to learn it. I'm like a sponge. Even though I pour into so many people, I never stop learning myself. I like to soak up as much as much knowledge as I can. I am the founder of the exclusive Barber Battle. That came about from me being based with the Texas International Hair Show. I was their barber lead. So for anybody who ever feels like you've been the underdog, I've worn those shoes too. Okay. So this is the progress of the underdog. The exclusive Barber Battle is the process of the underdog. So never think that you can't do what you see. And you won't be able to do what you see unless you change what you say. You have to speak everything that you want into existence. And that's how he begins to make everything come into fruition. You got to believe. Believe. I have a mentoring program as well with me in mind. I focus on mental health, exclusively me. I also have a nonprofit, which is Ultimate Groomers of Dignity, which we service the community with teaching young and youth people how to start barbering and groom and cosmetology as well. And we also cater to the people who have lost their loved ones who can't afford that type of grooming services or whatnot for that particular memorial service. So that's where the Ultimate Groomers of Dignity come in. And that's who I am.
Okay. I'm gonna call you D Fowlks, aka the bag lady. You get into the bag. You say you ain't turning nothing down.
Man, hey, all I can say is I'm grateful. It hasn't been an easy journey, so I don't let me paint that picture for anybody. It hasn't been an easy journey, but it's been a journey worthful. It's been very worthful what I'm progressing and what I'm doing now.
I love it. I love it.
So for those who don't know, and I want to learn a little bit more, tell us about your baby, the exclusive Barber Battle.
Oh my God, yeah, that's my baby. I was actually trying to drop a piece of a flyer beforehand, but I didn't have time, so y'all can look for that. But that came about. I've been doing that for 2017 was my first year. And for those of you who don't know, the Texas International Hair Show was one of the largest hair shows here in Texas, multicultural show. And we brought in everybody. We had fashion, natural, barber, stylists, everything you could think of, education battles and everything. So when I was asked to do that battle, it all came from what he said, this particular haircut. Okay. This thing has opened up so many avenues and doors for me that I can't even count. But it came from that because I took over that particular department. And when I took over that department, it just needed a little bit, it needed some life. It was kind of going not to down talk or anything or anybody, but you know, sometimes shows get stuck into just what's normal, into the ordinary, and it has to have something or somebody to come back in and light the fire. And so I can say that that's what happened. I was the underdog, no, you know, and I'm being honest with everybody. I was the underdog. Everybody thought I couldn't do it. You know, shockingly. And I just, it happened. We turned the whole department around. And for whatever personal reasons, about 3-4 years later, we decided to separate, to, you know, and that's when I decided to launch my own return of the exclusive barber battle. And when doing that, that was like one of the, I don't know, well, you guys won't be able to relate, but anytime a woman gets pregnant, it's a scary thing. And it's because especially if you don't have kids, if you've never given birth to anything, but it's a scary thing because you're kind of made to grow up at that particular moment. And you don't know exactly what's going to go on these 9 months, but you're bonding with this baby. And that's pretty much how that exclusive barber battle was to me. That was my baby. I stepped out on every piece of faith that I had, because no doubt, everybody can say, you know, you're not supposed to be fearful. You're not supposed to be there. Well, you're human. So when I walked into this with zero. All I had was my faith. And I was so adamant about birthing this thing because I had already started to brand this. So when I had to walk away from it, it broke my heart. It literally broke my heart. And that's just like any child that you have when it starts to go and grow and they do things that you don't want them to do or that you see them not doing, it breaks your heart. So I was just so to the point that something else, I got to the point, like I said, I'm 22 years in this. By that time, I think I was 17 years in the game. Something else had to elevate me. You know, just standing behind the chair wasn't enough for what I wanted to accomplish. So I sat out and I stepped out on every piece of faith, and I was scared. And like I said, I went in with nothing. And I did that show in a show that's normally 6 months to a year of planning. I did that show in 55 days.
Wow.
55 days.
Wow.
And when I tell you, when I walked out, just to walk out into a building, when I was back getting dressed, my team, my supporters and my friends, they was like, this is not big enough. And I'm like, what? Like, you gotta be joking me. You know, but it was my determination. It was my faith. A failure was not an option to me. If I could tell you how many times I got told no, you know, that's why I say sometimes getting told no is what pushes you to that next level.
Absolutely.
Failure is not an option.
Right.
And if I have to stay up every day, all night to market and brand, that's what I do. It's all about sacrifice and obedience at the same time. So that's my baby. It's going to be in Dallas, Texas on the 23rd of February, 2023.
Okay.
And it's I put a theme to it this year because so many people have hit my timeline or have hit my inbox, and they have been going through the mental health. They have been going through the burnout. They have been going through the thing of if I didn't win or I didn't win. So the theme for this year's 2023 Return of the Exclusive Barber Battle is the revenge.
Okay.
And the revenge is about you taking back any and everything that you think you've lost. So you owe it to yourself. Whatever it is, if you want to come back and get that bag, you come back and get that bag. If you want to come back and prove it to yourself that, you know, you're not scared no more, then you come back and you prove it to yourself. Whatever it is, it's pretty much like you versus you.
Okay.
It's you versus you.
Okay.
So that's the Return of the Exclusive Barber Battle. And you know, it's a bunch of different, a variety of categories, but my main battle is the Ultimate Groomer. And that was also I guess you could say that's my other baby. That's what I birthed from that particular battle, because I needed something that made my battle stand out from just being an ordinary battle.
Talk about it.
You know, exclusive is something everybody can't be exclusive.
Talk about it.
You know, everything can't be exclusive. And the thing behind exclusive, the thing that I used to put behind exclusive is no more ordinary. We can go anywhere and have battles, and we can have traditionals, we can have, but it's got to be something that pulls you in to the exclusive barber battle. So I made that focus just on, you won't be an ultimate groomer unless you come to the exclusive barber battle and you win. When that battle, you win the bag, you win the bragging rights, you win the customized Letterman jacket that you can begin to add your own patches to. Because trust me when I say, once you step off of the exclusive barber battle contesting stage, you're not through. I've lit a fire. If I don't light a fire in you to go out there and do even more, then I haven't done my job. That's how I feel. I haven't done my purpose. I haven't inspired you. So when I go to other battles and I see my contestants, and I'm just like, wow, like, woo, you know, I had a piece of that. Right. So that's my thing. And so I take the ultimate groomer. They get the cash, they get the jacket, they get all the bragging rights. But the thing that I do in trying to create a unity in these barber battles, because it's saturated now. Everybody's doing a battle. Everybody's doing a battle, but nobody's really supporting the other person's battle. And so what I do is, and one of the main things when you're doing a battle, one of the most difficult things is getting people to sign up. And I don't know if it's because of their confidence. I don't know if it's because people have not been keeping the integrity of the battles. And when I say keeping the integrity of the battles, I mean, if I say you're going to get $500, I can't go back and adjust that price because I only had 2 people to sign up. So if I say you're going to get $1,000, you're going to get $1,000. But the reason why I take the ultimate groomer, and part of his winning is to go and participate in another battle. So that actually helps that producer know for sure you got at least one contender. Yeah. If nobody, I already I pay for that and everything. Now, if it's out of town, you got to get your own way there. Right. But your entry fee is paid, and you are branding yourself as well as the exclusive barber battle as the ultimate groomer. Now, if that's not unity, I don't know what it is.
It is.
Right.
So that's what I'm trying to get everybody else. And there's nothing wrong with supporting this battle. Even if it was a couple people who battle was in the same time as mine last year. And I was like, you know what, let's go live. You know, people call me crazy for that. Like, you going to take away from your, no, I'm not going to take away. I'm going to add to it. So that's what I do. I'm all about, I support, I unify, I uplift, whatever it is that I can do that's within my purpose of giving him glory. That's what I do.
That's one of the things that I admire the most about you is your perception of support. I think a lot of us have a jaded viewpoint of what support is based on what we're comfortable with. A lot of people support within the means of what they're comfortable with. You're willing to step outside of your comforts or outside of what you've been told to support and come up with creative ways to still support and sow within yourself too. Because you're sowing within yourself, but you supporting the next person, and you also supporting them barbers and stylists who come and put it all online, to put that, fears aside and step out there in the light, because we all know that's not easy to do.
No.
Step out there in that light and put what you do on display with the intention of it being critiqued and criticized, and that's, we all artists, and Erykah Badu said it best, I'm sensitive about my shit. So to go out there with the understanding that you're going to be critiqued and have somebody like you on their shoulder, like, you good, no matter what they say, you've already accomplished something because you're here.
I had to a person, and I'm not gonna release their name, but they were in Barbercon this weekend, and they inboxed me. They was like, "Hey, I'm so nervous, blah blah blah," and the first thing that we think about when we touch that stage is what they gonna say. It immediately goes to a judgment. What they gonna say? First of all, my question is, who is they? That's the first question. Who is they? My second point was, nobody knows what you lack but you. So if you stop focusing on what you lack and focus on what you do every day, Because you're not stepping up on this stage and this is something that's new to you. This is what you do every day.
Right.
You're just doing it in front of people.
Right.
But you do it in front of people every day too.
You do it in front of people
Right.
every day. Only difference is most of the time you're in a comfort zone.
Absolutely.
So like I told her, I said, anytime that this is a piece of elevation, you see it as just a battle. You have to change your perspective. Sometimes, you know, when you're doing a filming, you gotta even with your phone, you gotta set it, you gotta get it a certain way to get it clear. So don't look at it as just a battle. Look at this as a form of elevation.
Right.
Because this is about to knock all the nervousness out. And like I said, it's okay to be nervous. Yeah, that's the human side of it.
You know about that, huh, AO?
Man, I'm talking about. I just went through this. Everything she was saying, I know. Like,
So yeah, I just try to, you know, and a lot of times I guess it comes so naturally from me because I didn't have it. Or if I had it, I didn't realize that I had it. You know, if I had support, it was from way back. You know, nobody really want to let you know that they supporting you because they kind of scared. You may do it a little bit better than them. So I'm gonna watch everything you do, but I'm not gonna tell you good job. But I mean well.
Right.
So I think that's why it comes out so naturally for me because the smallest amount of support for somebody can make their day.
Right.
And if I can make your day, you can make my day just from me making your day.
Yeah, it can make a whole lot more than that, man. I would say this, and this is something I learned in this barbering industry. A little bit of support from the right people can change your whole trajectory.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can have all the support in the world from your loved ones, but we sometimes take that with a grain of salt. You know, we've been taught as African-American brothers and sisters to take that with a grain of salt. But when you get support from somebody who don't have to support you, or from somebody who's not gonna feel guilty because they didn't support you, just a total stranger, or somebody you even admired or looked up to, or you feel some kind of ambition to be what they've already shown that they can be in this industry, and then that person turn around and give you a little push, a little nudge, a little support, and say, "Hey, I see what you're doing. I like that. That's dope."
Right.
That'll change your whole trajectory in this barbering.
But not only that, right? A lot of times we look at the individuals who are around us, our family, our friends, and a lot of times they're going to tell you what you want to hear. So you take it with a grain.
Absolutely.
You take it with a grain of salt because you expect to hear that from
Exactly.
your loved ones.
Yeah.
Somebody on the outside, you know, they don't have anything to lose being honest with you. And so, like you said, that to be able to change your trajectory because it's coming from the outside, somebody who doesn't necessarily care as much about your feelings or whatever the case may be.
They don't have anything invested in you. They don't have a
Absolutely.
dog in a fight. What they saying for the most is genuine. And like DZ Cut 615, that's Dion out of Donaldson, Tennessee, over Legacy Barber Lounge. He said,
right. What's happening, my brother?
It's the competition aspect of what makes people nervous. I think it's a lot of truth to that, man. People, when you in the shop doing what you're doing, like Deanna said, you're comfortable. You know the person you're doing this cut to or doing this particular style to, they have an expectation of what you're gonna do because you've probably done it before.
Right.
The people in that shop cutting with you, they've seen you get down, so you're not on display.
Right.
Like he said, when you're in that competition, well, now you around 8, 10, 20, 30 other dogs that get down too. And the number one thing I see people where they mess up, they throw themselves out the game, is it be some of the most talented barbers that I've ever seen. Personally, that I've ever seen. I can see them cut, get into their bag, and then they do this.
Oh, yeah. Look over, look here.
As soon as they do that, you can almost see all the life just drain out their body, and they start getting nervous, sweating, doing too much, doing too little, and it slowly starts to unravel and slip away. But I think that's more of a mental thing. That's a mental block you got to get over, because you are who you are. There is no reproduction of you. What you do is unique to you. So just go and do what you do. And if you do look up and look at the faces, man. Look at how many people are excited to be a part of that. Let that feed your energy, and then get back into what you're doing. It's easy said than done.
That's why I said nobody knows what you lack but you. Because it could be an A1 cut to the person next to you.
Absolutely.
And then, you know, the difference with people when you're in the shop, in your comfort zone. See, you can mess up and we can laugh about it. We can laugh with you because we used to you, you know, and you used to taking our criticism. We can joke about it and all that. But if you mess up on that stage, they're going to laugh at you. And so you got to take all of that. You gotta block that out. And you got to know who you are and what you hold. Because just because they laugh at you, what? That don't mean that you're not good. Okay, so you did one nick. It's okay. Don't, you know, a lot of times they be so hard on themselves as a competitor because they go in to win. And that's okay. That's good. That's what you're supposed to do. But before you go in to win, I want you to always remember that this is going to be fun too.
Absolutely.
This is going to be a memory too. This is going to add to me too, because what you see is yourself after messing up. Somebody back here, way in the back, saw you doing great.
Right.
They want to meet you. They're going to remember you from being on the stage. They're not going to remember you from messing up. They're going to remember you from being on that stage.
And go ahead. I'm sorry.
And one of the things society teaches us, and I'm guilty of it, you know, in dealing with it, is to teach us what people think about us. And so a lot of people go into a lot of things, not just barbering, but just in general with this perceived perception about what others are thinking. You know what I'm saying? And so it starts there, like you said, Shy. You're looking to the left, you're looking to the right, instead of worrying and being confident in what it is that you bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? You're worrying about what everybody else is doing, because the perception is people are always judging, so we care about what people think.
Definitely. Yeah. And a jewel I give anybody on here that's ever thinking about competing, or if you in some of these upcoming battles, at the exclusive battle, if you're gonna be that 223-23 in battle, I can give you something right now that it'll change the game. Let me tell you what you do. My last competition I did, right? I set a goal not to win, not because I didn't want to win. My goal was to compete, period.
That's it.
To get up there and complete a cut. And let me tell you something else. To curve my nervousness, because nerves going to be there. You're human.
You're human.
To curve my nervousness, I was laughing and joking with my client.
Yeah.
I was doing so much laughing and joking with my client that my right-handed guy, my client will tell you, I forgot I was in a competition. It felt like I was in the shop. So I'm laughing, joking, talking to her. I'm talking to the guys standing behind the table.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, I had a call come through. I'm laughing, joking to the point where I'm talking to the competitor to my left and to my right. I'm talking to them like, you know, hey man, that's a fire. You did that, bro. And it's to the point where I placed. I had no expectation to place, no expectation to do anything but complete that haircut. But if you approach things with a sense of, this is a goal I'm setting for myself. I want to accomplish this goal so I can check it off my list of things that I was able to do. I push myself outside of my boundaries. I'm telling you, it'll make it so much easier. But when you go in there,
already.
Yeah, when you go in there with the ego first and you telling yourself, I'm the dopest barber in here, I gotta be in first place, so it's nothing, you're going to bomb, and we're gonna laugh at you.
Set yourself up for failure.
Yeah,
it's not so much setting yourself up for failure, but you allowing yourself to be disappointed.
Yeah, you said
you're allowing that.
For it. Yeah.
And then, like, a lot of things, one thing that I do tell them when they call me, and I'm like, if they got time between when we talk in the battle, because they don't just sign up through me. I mean, they constantly calling me. Well, how do I do this? Well, what it is? You got to first be clear, not assuming what they're judging you on, but you got to be clear and understand what it is that they're judging you on, so you'll know exactly what they're looking for. And then on top of that, if you will start and I tell this to anybody, this is what we do when we practice. We call it mock seminars.
Yep.
When we're getting ready to become educators. And you know, do you think it was easy for me to stand on the Bronner Brothers stage and educate to thousands of people that I didn't know? No. And I've been doing this for a while. You think it was easy for me to get up there on the Bronner Brothers stage and platform it? No, I still get nervous. But one thing that helps you is if you talk your way through a haircut with your client, it becomes so much easier.
It do.
It becomes so much easier. That nervousness, you'll get up there, you be nervous for a couple of minutes, and then you start getting in your zone. And when you get in your zone, we all know when we get in our zone, it's on.
Yeah, when you in the bag, it's different. The clippers cut different. Everything different.
You get there for the ride.
Right.
Yeah.
Own it. You gotta own it. You gotta own that spot that you standing in right then and there, because you may never get that opportunity again, and you don't know who's watching you. You gotta own it.
Yeah.
So I have a question. Go ahead, Chef.
Oh no, my question is about the jacket. Go ahead. I told you I'm
So when was your first time competing, and what inspired you to start the whole battle in terms of you personally competing?
My first thing, and it's, you know, it's amazing that you would ask me that. And y'all, I say it's crazy a lot, but I don't literally mean it's crazy, but it's crazy because the first time that I actually competed, I didn't do like a barber battle. I did a big show. I did a big showcase where I had to come in with props, and it was at the Texas International Hair Show, and it was the nighttime show, so it was a major show, and I did it. And we were so crunk, and it was just about me mastering it. No, I'm sorry. That was not my first time. My first time was Silk the Surgeon Show.
Excuse me, did you say crunk?
Yeah,
Yes.
crunk.
I just wanted to make sure. I want to make sure I heard that right.
I heard that word a long time.
The first one was erase what I just said, because that was my second time. So that was the first time was my kids get on me all the time. They be like, "We don't even use it no more." I do. I just look this young. But the first show I did was Silk the Surgeon Show, and that's what lit my fire. And I promise I was not in. Sometimes it seems to me, and don't disclaimer, this just works for me, y'all. I was very last minute with that show. I think I may have had a week to get everything together. I had never ever did this before. And I went and I met him, and we talked, and I was scared, and he was like, "Oh, you gonna do good. You gonna, you know how Sip is. You gonna do this, you gonna do that." And I killed it. I killed it, and it was, I can't think of what this judge, but she was from I think California somewhere. She came and she found me, and she was like, "I don't know who you are." She was like, "But you are on your way." And so that little piece of thing made me say, okay, that's when I started opening up my competition thing. I was like, okay, I wanted more. So I did the Texas International. That was way bigger than what I had just did at this club with Silk. Okay, y'all. So this is what this is when I say it ain't nothing perfect but the hair, and it ain't even perfect. But I was on the stage, and I had a stage full of people, and my music got stuck. And I'm on stage, I'm thousands of people, and my music stopped. So I went from here to here, and I lost. Yeah, and I lost. But then next year, I came back again. And the first thing I made was straight. My music.
Play the song all the way through. Let me hear to the music go.
Was my music. And I lost again.
Oh, man.
I lost again. But then that's when I realized, I said, well, competing is not for me. But I like to be on the stage. I like to platform. I like to be seen. I like to show people what I do. So that's when I realized that was what I was supposed to be doing. I don't necessarily have to compete, but just to get up there and hit that stage, and people know you from being on that stage, that lights your fire.
Right.
That lights your fire. So that's how I got into it. And then, like I said, once I was asked to be the barber lead, that was another thing. I'm like, whoa, that's not just asking me to do a battle.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
That's
asking me
heavy.
to be
That's
over a
heavy.
whole department.
That's heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa. Okay. Here's the nugget to this one.
Mhm.
I don't know who this one is for, but at that particular time, I didn't really believe in Diona Fowlks.
Okay.
I knew who Diona Fowlks was, but I didn't really believe that I had the
Mm.
capability to do a whole department.
Mm.
So what I did was I rolled on whoever else had that confidence in me. I rolled on their strength of me until I could do it for myself.
Wow.
Say that again.
One more time.
Say
I
that
rolled on I rolled on the strength of whoever had the belief in me because I didn't have it in myself at that time. I rolled on their strength of me until I could develop it for myself.
That's real right there, man.
Yeah.
That's how
deep
it
too.
is. That's how
Now,
it
how many
is though.
people can identify with that, man?
Bro, that's
Absolutely.
real, man.
Absolutely.
I can
That's deep.
identify with that one.
It's real
So
deep.
now anything can come to me now. Like even today, and I was out doing stuff, and people was like, "We're not gonna be able to do that." I'm like, "Okay, I ask you for anything now.
Right.
I ask you for your last breath. All you can do is tell me. All you can do is tell me no."
What you
Right.
said. What you said. So I want to ask a question. It's almost hard to go back to my question after that because I feel like it's so juvenile. But my question is, what's the longest running exclusive champion holder?
I haven't had anybody to double take it.
Hey yo, what's up, bro?
I haven't had anybody to come back and like get it twice. I haven't had anybody get it twice.
Hey yo,
Ain't nobody
what's up,
went back
bro?
to back. Ain't nobody never went back to back.
They tried, but they haven't gotten it back to back. I'm waiting because when I get that winner that get it back to back, they don't even know. Ain't no telling what I'm gonna pull out.
Hey yo, what's up, bro?
223-23.
Hey, 23, bro.
And
Trying to
I'm
go
just
back to
this
back like you
person.
Jay.
I know what it takes. I know all the and the reason why. Because somebody asked me, why do you give away? We was talking about this with some of the bar, I can't say no name. We was talking about some of these barber battles, and I was thinking, I was like, how is it that they can just get people to just be in their battle and they don't give away nothing? It's their name, it's their brand. But my thing is, I know what it takes. And they may know what it takes too, but I do this battle, it's so much passion behind this battle. It's so much passion behind how I want to see people win. I just believe that if you can take the time out, you may have had to get clippers adjusted. You had to get some products. You had to get some supplies. You may have had to travel. You got to pay your model. You got to feed your model. All of that takes money.
Right.
And of course, it's an investment in yourself, but why not reward you for even believing in yourself? So that's why I don't care if I got 2 people in my battle. I'm going to work my butt off. I'm going to get crunk and work my butt off to get these battles sponsored that you can get your bags.
That's what's up.
Because I appreciate it. And I know it takes work and it takes money. So, Ayo, I don't know what you're going to do on 223, 220, but it's up there. It's up there for you.
What's up, Shy? What you want to do, man? You want to go down that way?
What's up, bro? Let's go down there, bro.
You want to go down?
I got a tag team too now. I got a tag team.
Hey, that's the perfect thing right there. That's
I ain't
perfect.
gonna lie, I ain't never battled before though.
That's cool.
Battled.
You just
But
taught a
I definitely want to though. Like for real. Like I love the culture.
What's stopping you from battling?
Great question.
Honestly,
because I looked at your page.
Honestly, like I just stayed off the scene for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm in a different space now to the point where it's like I'm on it. Like I'm on it right now. Like like I'm trying to get in something like this soon. You know what I'm saying? I like the. I just love the vibe of them, you know what I'm saying? Like the whole, like everything that come with it, you know what I'm saying? I just never really just thought of like, you know what, I want to get on stage and compete. I want to do that. But like now I'm like where I'm at now, I'm like I'm trying to see what that life like.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
Trying
you
to see
better
what
put
that
them
be
fire.
like.
Cause let me tell you, you better put them fire cuts out there.
Right.
Oh yeah,
Hey, yo, he got that work.
man,
He absolutely
You
got
better
that
quit
work.
playing, quit sleeping on your.
this
It's you
weekend
versus
kind of
you.
made me realize like yeah, I definitely can do it. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna say I'm a quiet type person, but I be out the way a lot. You know what I'm saying? But
And that's
I'm
okay.
not as
That's okay.
vocal.
You can
You
be
know what I'm saying?
quiet. You can
I'm
be
not
out the way.
vocal.
You can
Yeah.
you can be out there. You can be out the way. You can be non-vocal. You can do all that. But as long as you flicking that wrist,
Yeah, and that's what take me out of all
you
that.
speaking.
Like that type of like when I that's how I was Saturday. Like one side, like when I was up there the whole time, like my model was my cousin. Like me and him, I've been cutting his hair since he was a kid. So you know what I'm saying? We go way back. So when we getting prepared for the class, I'm spinning the chair around. I look him in the face. I'm like, bro, I'm nervous, man. Like I'm nervous. He was like, I'm nervous too. I'm like, why you nervous?
You nervous? He
You
getting
know what
this
I'm saying?
intro right.
He was like, man, I'm nervous too. But as I got to going, before I know, I had done forgot. I was like, damn, I forgot. It's a whole lot of people on this side. I'm tripping. I done got caught up in just man. Like I said, once I got going, I was like, yeah, I definitely can do it. I definitely.
I'm telling you, man, it's a whole nother. It's a vibe.
Yeah,
It's a whole vibe when you because
and
and
it's
then like
something I'm trying
I
to get
tell them,
into for real.
you gotta. It's not you. You're not the only competitor up there.
So
You know, you're not the only barber up there. You up there with your I call it your inner competition.
yeah,
But you need to know who your inner competition is.
right.
You need to know who this person over here doing this is. You need to know who this person over here is.
Right.
That builds your whole networking. I call it Rolodex.
Yeah.
Because we can make a whole lot of money. But if I'm in Dallas, I can't go to Chicago and cut nobody hair. I gotta call Shy or Tennessee or wherever you know, I gotta call somebody up there. So I need to know who's good with me. Not who's better than me, who's good with me. Because at that particular moment, yeah, they may win, but that don't mean that they better. That just mean they went a little bit harder at that moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
At that moment. So whatever I can say, do, and whether it's my battle or somebody else's battle, get your butt up there.
Yeah, I'm like it's definitely in the works. Y'all gonna see me soon. I'm definitely gonna hit the stage pretty soon.
Grizz,
Very
I'm
soon.
with that. Grizz say let's merge all the barber
Man,
shows
I like
together.
that.
Right.
I don't want to
Grizz.
merge out. I don't want to
That was a good
merge all
idea.
the barber shows together, Grizz. But I got a great idea. We can take all the winners of the barber show and we can come up with one main title, and they can go for that.
I like that.
Let's talk about that.
The Battle of Champions.
Yep, something to that factor. You
Welcome
gotta
to
make sure it's not. You gotta make sure that nobody else happy because you know we can't do no ordinary stuff here.
Right.
Yeah. So let me ask you, what things do you, be it that you've been involved in the barbering trade show and battling scene for so long, what things do you see along that same point that really need to be adjusted or changed or remaintained or even restructured altogether that you think is kind of dragging the shows down? Because we just recently went to Bronner's and it wasn't, it was a lot left to desire.
I can tell you
I like how you put that.
From my perspective, I can tell you what I loved about my show, and this will apply to all the shows. What I think is missing are the new faces.
Okay.
The new talent out there, the smoke holders, the ones that's coming with it, but everybody else keep getting up there. And that's fine if y'all want to get up there, but I need some help to get these new faces up there. And in order to get these new faces up there, we got to grasp their attention. So it may take Shy to have that new barber in the shop and say, hey, man, you want to go on and get in this battle? I'll take her. You ain't got no money. I'll take care of it for you. the support, learning how to market these battles. I've seen some of the most should have been great battles, but they were lacking marketing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if that makes sense. They were lacking marketing, and it's more than a notion just to say I'm gonna do a show. Like I said, the integrity of the show. I don't care. I asked a person at Barbican, what advice could you give me as a show producer? What advice? First of all, I need you to take some time and talk to me. Don't just blow me off. Don't just give me an answer and just blow me off. Don't give me an answer that I already know, like, just be good to the people. I know I'm going to be good to the people. But what advice can you give me to get to this level? So I would say even stop being stingy with the information, man. You know, teach me how to get to the next level of my barber battle.
You just spoke on something that's such a vein of irritation with me when it comes to not just the battling scene, but this industry
That's
altogether.
the industry period. He did not bless now one of us. You got something that I need. You got something that I need. You got something that I need. I got something that you need. And I may not even know it. But I need you to first put your pride to the side and be okay with even asking me to even help you. You know, and then me on the other hand be okay with receiving the help. But that's one thing that, like I said, that's one thing that's lacking, and that's what's stopping a lot of people. These bigger battles, I think one thing that I want to do when I get to that level. Did you hear what I said, people? I said when I get to that level, not
Speaking it into existence.
when I get to that level. When I get to that level, I want to be able to come back down. Somebody that's trying to just start doing barber battles, I want to take them and help them. If it's just me putting my logo on your flyer, if it's just me posting your flyer, you'd be surprised of how many people that call me on my phone, big people. And when I say, why do I even have to say, can you post this for me?
You shouldn't have to.
It should be automatic.
Yeah.
It should be automatic.
And can I intervene for a minute? And that's one of the reasons I created this platform, because I think that's an issue culturally as well, that also just happens to feed into our industry and a lot of other industries and areas too. There's not enough networking. It's like we get something and nobody reinvents the wheel, but we get it and we hold it tight to the chest like somebody gonna run off with it, and you know what I mean? And that's a huge problem. So part of this platform is us coming together, having people like yourself on here, and being able to give that information and just create relationships within the industry.
Absolutely. And I heard you say, Ash, that you think that it's something cultural, but while I agree with that in certain aspects, I've been to quite a few shows now, and I've been to some shows thrown by both us, thrown by Caucasians, thrown by Hispanics, Dominicans, whatever. And I don't really think it's cultural. I think it's more so the whole concept of gatekeeping comes from a greed thing. Greedy mindset. You ever heard that mindset? It's great if I'm doing this and you doing this. It's even great if we doing this. But the moment you do this,
you start doing this,
they want to see you doing good, but not better than them.
Yeah.
I think it's finesse. Is that the song?
Yeah.
Yeah. True state, based on a true story.
All day long. All day long.
Based on a true story. But yeah, I think that's what's missing. I really do. I think that's what's missing. And like I said, the fact of supporting one another just because you do a show, that don't mean that I can't do a show. You know, that don't mean you can't support my show. You know,
let me ask Boss Man Barbershop, you said who did you ask? Wondering what do you mean by that? What's the question? I'm not sure what the question was for that.
I think
he was talking about when I said
her. Yeah.
I asked somebody at the show. Boss Man Barbershop, you know I don't call names.
Right.
I don't call names.
Okay. Well, you know,
Right, right, yeah.
we ain't gonna jump.
We ain't on that. Right.
We ain't gonna jump in.
Right.
I seen another one back here. Let me scroll back real quick. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. Let's see. I seen Boss Man Barbershop tomorrow. Together we make tomorrow. I love that. I love it. I think that's
really dope.
that's a statement that a lot of people wouldn't understand because they too self-absorbed. They too self-absorbed. But I think that one of the biggest problems with the industry, though, man, with that gatekeeping is people have this mindset where they buy into their own narratives. They buy into their own hype, and they believe they are what they social media reflects. And it's such a slippery slope, man, because the moment you start to buy into your personification of who you are social media wise, you start to lose touch with reality.
Right.
Do that, you bring that whole philosophy and mindset into these events, and you start to, those new faces that do show up, they get a whiff of that bullshit you selling, and then they kind of taper off. They're like, nah, because when I went, it wasn't nothing but smoke, mirrors, a bunch of people in rentals pretending to be who they not. So that's not who I am. So that's not what I want to be a part of. So I think the biggest thing we was trying to do with this podcast was not be a reproduction of that same bullshit. To actually come on and have some authentic, genuine conversations with authentic, genuine people about authentic situations that encompass and embody all of us. We all trying to get to that next level, or we all trying to be more involved with helping each other get to that next level. And what better way to do it than to bring people together collectively, like Boss Man said, and try to figure out what's the move today to make sure that we ensure that we still in this industry tomorrow.
Right. So, right.
I have seen. Let me make sure I write this right, because I have been at barber battles. I'm gonna tell you about some unity. I have been at barber battles, and the producer and the judge did not get along. Watch this. But I never knew it.
Okay.
And then I turn around and I go to that judge's barber battle, and that producer is his judge, is on his judging, but they don't get along.
Now, how that work?
Because it's bigger than them. It's bigger than them.
Yeah, it's business.
And it's I'm gonna help you eat, and you gonna help me eat.
Yeah, that's business 101.
And we gonna get full. We ain't gotta get along, but we gonna get full. We're gonna put our personal stuff to the side. And I'm gonna help you eat, and you gonna help me eat.
And the reason I say that is because,
but culturally, our I don't like her. I don't like him. I ain't going to that.
Yeah. See, that's why I said that. How that work? Because
that's why
you
the
see immediate mindset. That's
why they packed out. That's why they battles full. That's why it ain't no issues. You ain't hearing a bunch of they cheated me, the judge didn't like me, none of that. I have spent this whole year. What I did this year after I did this battle, is my goal was to go around and just see how different people ran their battles and their different strategies. And that's what I came up with. We got to put that personal, man. Say, I'm in Tennessee. Did you know I was coming to Tennessee?
I didn't.
Neither did I.
I didn't.
Neither did I.
Listen, I didn't know you was there. I came to the show, and you know how you first walk into a show, you kind of scanning the room, getting the feel for the room, and I seen that blonde streak. I said, "Ooh, I gotta go talk to her."
Right.
But what made me come to Tennessee was I talked to the show producer, and the show producer shared some things with me, and I said, "I gotta get down there." I gotta get down there. It wasn't no, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. It was, I gotta get down there. Because regardless of what I think, I needed to be in the building.
Right.
If it wasn't nothing but for him to look around and see, dang, somebody came all the way from, yeah, I did that for you.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, definitely. And when you know his story too, shout out Tad Fades. When you know his story in regards to his attempt to put together a show back in 2017 and the bottom falling out and not panning out the way that, you know, they projected it to, and having to put it off for so many years before they can even, you know, give it another shot. For me, it was a celebration, like you said, well, like we was talking about with going on the stage and accomplishing a goal.
Mm-hmm.
If no matter what the turnout of that show would have been, I would have been there because I want to see the fact that you accomplished that goal that I know has been like a needle in your neck for all these years. It was a goal that you set out to accomplish way back when that you couldn't, for whatever reason, unforeseen reasons, and you didn't let it go.
You didn't let it
kept
go.
on pushing, you kept on pushing, and here you come these years later, full circle, and you finally get it. You able to get it, and it's clicking, and you complete it. And it's like, I want to be there to see that, to share in that moment with you, because that's, to me, that's big. That's accomplishment to me. No matter what it looks like, no matter what the numbers turn out to be,
Right.
you stepped on the other side of a goal that you set out for yourself.
Right. Right.
That's inspiring for me, man.
And that ain't y'all doing the show is not easy. Even though this is what we do, but it's not easy. It's a lot of nights. It's a lot of sleepless nights. It's a lot of worrying days. It's a lot of crying. It's a lot of just praying.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it just don't all come together like it looks when you get there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole lot of oh Lord Jesus, that didn't.
A lot of
Lord,
preparation.
it's a whole lot of this right
Yeah.
here. Like, oh, do I really need to be doing this?
Right. Right.
Like I told you at the thing, I almost didn't do it.
Mm.
I lose. Oh, thank you. Losing money.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, hey, it's almost like you question, like, is this what I'm supposed to do? Am I really supposed to be doing this? Sometimes it's everything going against you.
Absolutely. At
So
least it feels that way.
You gotta really, and it's really working all together.
Yeah.
Right.
Kim's dog, you say, please, can somebody tell me what we're talking about? You joined in a little bit late, but while you're here, let me tell you this. Before I tell you what we're talking about, I need you to hit that little arrow down on the right-hand corner of your screen and set us live with 10 people. Now, to tell you what we're talking about, right now we're talking about adversity. Being able to rally through whatever obstacles stand in front of you when you're trying to accomplish a goal. If you didn't know, Miss Diona Fowlks is one of the biggest names out of Houston, Texas. They call her the Texas Queen, if I'm not.
Dallas.
Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas.
She
Okay.
gonna jump on you.
Yeah, for real, cause you might, boy, you
I told
said
you I'm juiced up tonight.
And look, and we finally won a game. Don't do me.
Oh, come on. Don't listen, we won too, so I ain't taking no shade tonight. We won too. But if you don't know, she's one of the biggest names out of Texas, Dallas, Texas, okay? Her barber show is exclusive barber battle. And she went through many courses of obstacles to get to where she is. She has her ups, her downs. She went through a lot of, it sounded like faith-driven moments where she had to step all the way out on faith and believe that her purpose was already divine. And what we're doing is we diving more into that, and we got along the topic of shows and battles and what can be done from the lens of the people going to the shows to improve them or improve the relationships, improve the experience for people who it's their first time going. How can we attract more people to come? So if you got any suggestions, you got any questions or feelings for anybody on the live, drop it down in the comments. I'm trying to pin all of the questions and comments as they come in.
And you know, y'all, one thing that really that I was really excited about BarberCon is one of my team people, we were talking the other day on the phone. It had to be that Monday, and he was like, he said, man, and it went for me too, but I'm not a I'm not a boaster. And sometimes you have to understand it's not boasting. You just telling the truth. But to walk into the barber battle and people, I'm supposed to release this week too, but you know, I'm just give you a little piece of it. But people were I needed some save the date flyers in my hand to be able to hand to people. So I had my graphic guy to just hurry up and give me something together. But to walk into that battle and literally people were walking up to you saying, "When is your battle? I'm just waiting on your battle. Oh my God, it's you." That right there lets you know that you doing what you supposed to do.
Absolutely.
I tell you, one of the things that absolutely drew me into you, and I told you this already, but I'm gonna say it publicly. I've yet to see anybody get on social media, and I mean absolutely make it a point. You're going to see this information. I don't care where you at, what corner of the world you in, you're gonna see this information. And I say it was a relentless grind. Just every day it got to the point, Ash, where I would wake up. What's the first thing you do when you get up in the morning? You know, you clear your throat, scratch your ear, and you grab your phone and you hit Instagram. Before I can get that thumb to flick, she was on my page. It was almost like I was on her page every morning. And it was like, all right, cool. So I like it. Go ahead, scroll. Go on with my day. Grab my phone again. Boom.
Yeah.
She again.
Yeah, she on that.
I'm on her page. And it got to the point where she was so all over social media. And this, mind you, this is without a team. This is her. This her. She was so over my page. It was like, hey, I got to inbox this lady. I don't know who she is. I don't know where she at. I got to inbox this lady and just tell her how absolutely impressed I am with her consistency, because that's one of the biggest things that I see newer barbers lack in this industry is that discipline to be consistent. It's not enough to just get on there like, oh, these cuts fire today, I'm gonna post those and let them sit. No, you gotta be grinding. You gotta be consistent. And I saw that in her. Like I say with AO. AO is a monster when it comes to being disciplined and consistent with what he doing on social media, and not just posting anything, but posting with a objective, an agenda, a plan. I'm posting it to draw traction to this show. I'm posting it to draw traction to my services. And to me, that's probably the most impressive thing I see newer age barbers do, no matter what your age. And I say newer age just off the strength of social media is the new platform of business connections and networking. Social media is it.
And when you need like support, like one of my biggest support came from, and you gotta have that one of them two people behind the scenes that's gonna push you when ain't nobody telling you good job. And my biggest supporter, let me shout out to both my boys. One he at TSU, he cutting her. I didn't taught him how to cut her, so he act like he don't need his mama no more. You know, I'm in my feelings about that. But to my son Deuce and Asen, because y'all, when I say it was moments, my son would be going to wherever and he'd be like, hey, you need to get out the car. It's barbershops in here. And I'm like, what? I'm tired of. He'll get up and be like, mom, you need to post. And I'll be like, I mean, it be days. I'll be like, I can't. I've been and got told no, so mom, I can't do this. I'm just. I'm gonna be real honest with y'all. I said, I'm gonna just tell the people I got COVID and I gotta cancel it. I promise you. I'm just tell. I said they're not gonna argue with that. They're not gonna ask no questions. They're just gonna be like, okay.
I said, I'm just mandatory 14. Like I had COVID.
I was like, I'm gonna just tell them I got COVID, and he was sitting at the foot of my bed. He said, no, you're not. And I looked at him. I was like, and he said, you don't let us quit. So why you think we're gonna let you quit? So you make sure you get that one person that see you at your lowest, right? But can pull you back up. And that was my children.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
Definitely.
Well, definitely. Holding their mama down. That's what's up.
So, I mean, I'm inviting any and everybody to join us on February the 19th in 2023 in Dallas, Texas. you really don't want to miss this. And you know, every year I got to add something different. So when I started releasing this information, preferably around October the 15th, I'm about to really wow y'all on this next thing that I'm about to do, because I'm going to incorporate. Like I said, there's so many people that's unknown. Everybody's not a competitor. Everybody's not meant to compete, but that don't mean they're not great.
Absolutely.
So this next thing that I'm gonna do is going to give those type of people, or even yourself, whoever you are, it's gonna give you that ambition to just be like, and once I get you in the building, the biggest mistake you can make is me getting you in the building. Because once I get you in the building and you around me, you connected to me, it's up.
Right. So it's
It's
going
up.
down.
So if you don't want to be up, don't make the mistake and come in the building.
I
So
got
it's gonna
something.
be
Right?
crunk, huh?
I got something because you
It's
say
gonna be crunk.
you say you finna start your campaign sometime in, you said October, right?
October.
15th.
Okay. So I got something. It just dawned on me, right? You finna start your campaign in October. Everybody that's in the live right now, if you're not already following Diona, go follow her right now. All you got to do is click the little arrow at the top of your screen, click on her, and click follow. Follow her right now. And I pose a challenge to you that I'm also holding myself to. And I pose it to y'all too, Ash and Ayo.
Okay.
In October, when she start her campaign, because understand, I am not selling short how much she posts. I'm not. If anything, I'm not saying it enough. But when she start her campaign, I challenge everybody. When she posts, you post.
Okay.
Share her post, and we're gonna call it the Fowlks Follow Challenge.
Okay.
Share her post.
Look at
Hashtag, let me
Fowlks Follow
hashtag that
Challenge.
That
now.
boy quick,
Look
boy.
at
And you
yeah.
post.
Hey,
Try to
lickety,
keep up with
lickety
Diona.
split with it, huh?
Man,
Yeah,
he on
keep up with
point.
Diona. I'm telling you, bro. I'm always trying to figure out new ways to evolve, man. It's all about evolution, man. Trying to evolve. And if I can see somebody has a skill set that I admire, I'm never too full of myself to tell them first I admire that, and I'm going to mimic that.
And you gotta understand, I'm a person of surprises. My student battle, they had no idea they was getting a barber chair.
Somebody just mentioned that in here
Yeah, I
too.
seen
They
that.
had no idea they were getting. I never told them, because I didn't want them to get in it just to get the chair. I never told them what their gift was gonna be.
So I got a question for you. So with the way you push, the way you post, what does your everyday look like? Are you cutting every day and still doing this?
I
Are
still
you
live an everyday.
comprising a team?
My life is my life is really my word is balance. My strategy is do it or don't.
Okay.
You know, and so I'm a single parent.
Okay.
It's a little bit. I thought it was gonna be a little bit easier with my son going away to college, but it's a little bit harder because now everything I used to use him to do, like take his brother everywhere, now I gotta do that too.
Yeah, you gotta do that.
I gotta
Absolutely.
do that too. But my thing of posting was whenever I didn't have anything to do,
Okay.
and it could be if I get up and let my dog outside at 3:00 in the morning, I can't go right back to sleep. Post. You know, like he said, the first thing people gonna do when they wake up in the morning is grab their phone. That's why a man can't tell me I didn't see your message or whatever. You lying.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Right,
You lying.
Don't do
The
that.
first thing you do is grab your phone.
Do
But
not do that. Don't do that.
but yeah, it was just, my thing is post. Just whenever you think about it, and my whole thing was they will not be able to say they did not know. And do you know somebody still told me I didn't know? How could you not?
That's a bold-faced lie.
How could you not?
But you know what? We was talking about that in the shop today too, right? Have you ever noticed that people sometimes they don't know what to do with displaced energy? And what I mean by that is all of us are barbers, right? You ever seen somebody that you met in the barbershop years ago, you ain't seen them in the shop in a long time. What's the first thing they say when they see you somewhere they don't expect to see you?
I didn't know you was gonna be here.
Oh, hey man,
You still in town?
I'm gonna get by there and get a cut soon, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get by there. It's displaced energy. Like you ain't gotta do that, man. Just
I
say what's up.
I really think they slept on me.
Oh, most definitely.
I really think they slept on me.
They definitely did. They did. They slept on it because they didn't know where it was coming from.
Mm-mm.
And then sometimes I've noticed when you see something so much, people who got this displaced or people who have insecurity issues, it's hard for them to celebrate victories of others. It's hard for them to be part of that because it only heightens that insecurity within themselves that they try to hide.
Right.
That's what it be.
Yeah,
You know,
it definitely be
I
like that.
don't know a lot, but I see a lot when I see when I be seeing it, I see it.
For real. It was like that. Like when I first started posting, like man, I'm posting, I'm shooting it to you inbox, share, comment, like I'm like all that, man. It was one guy, man, like he hit me back. He was like, man, I seen it on my timeline, man. You ain't gotta send me that mess. I was like, you take him off the list. You know what I'm saying? Like, man.
Hey,
Like for real, like I don't think you had to
hot,
do. You didn't have to say nothing.
hot.
Like you didn't have to, man. You didn't have to say
We don't
nothing,
take
bro.
him out now. Hey, we don't take
Right,
him out the list. We just had somebody else to send it to him.
Hey,
right.
We had
He was
somebody
like,
else.
man,
Dang,
I
I'm still
already seen it on
getting
my
this from
timeline.
YouTube.
I seen it on my timeline. You ain't got to send it to me. I was like, oh, okay, my bad. Won't do that no more.
Man, yo, it's crazy how somebody else's positive growth in life can trigger somebody else's
Yeah,
feelings of themselves. And it's like, man, that's not the intention. The intention ain't never to make you feel less than or demoralized or nothing. It's I'm celebrating a victory in my life that I wasn't expecting to have.
no different.
And,
And some people can't embrace that because they got their own issues,
hey,
their own troubles, and they try to dim your light because you know theirs flicker. You know what I'm saying? So it just man be their own people be in their own way.
Well, I advise people when they struggling with that self, I advise you to get you some type of therapy, to journal or whatever, and deal with them triggers within yourself. Because like I said, when I had to leave that show, to walk away from that show, that was hurt. That was hurt.
Mm,
You know, and I
mm,
put so much purpose and passion how that was hurt. You know, if I say I walked away with I'm gonna do my own battle. No, baby. You know, I went into an isolation. Yeah, I went into a depression. I went into that mental side. So you gotta deal with all those triggers, and then you gotta be able to stand back up and walk one day at a time, one foot in front of the other, with
no doubt.
with the determination of I can do this.
No doubt.
so let me ask you that leans into a question I've been having because you've mentioned that a couple times now on the podcast today. And if you don't mind, if it's something that you're willing to open up about, how were you able to steer yourself out of that emotional distress? How were you able to kind of battle back against that?
Face it.
Yeah.
Face it and be real with myself. And I had to realize that I didn't do nothing wrong.
Mm,
You know, sometimes we be so hard on ourselves as to what am I doing wrong? How come it can't be what you're doing right?
right,
You
right.
know, like I said, that's when you got to readjust your focus. And maybe the zoom, you know, the lens that you're looking through right now, it may need to be cleansed.
Right.
Because, you know, like I saw it as me walking away, me losing, me not being able to do this again. And, you know, but what it really was me getting ready to alleviate and eliminate codependency.
Mm,
You know, being able to stand by myself. And when
right.
I say codependency, I don't mean drugs or alcohol. I mean um, having to always think you had to be behind somebody,
Absolutely.
or having to think you always had to go with, or somebody had to be with you. He tells us what's for you is for
For
you.
you. Right.
And just because they're associated with you don't mean that I'm going to allow you to bring them with you. Some things I just need for you to go through and do a press review, push through, and come out and let me show you what I can do.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
you got to face these things. You got to be honest with yourself. And I started doing, one of the main things that I started doing that helped me was I was, like I said, speak things. I did daily affirmations.
Mm-hmm.
And I would tell myself, remind myself every day when I would start to think like those times when I would get told no, I would always be like, I trust you, or you got this, or no, it's not forever. Or
Mm-hmm.
this gonna be okay. You
Right.
enough, you good. You
Absolutely.
know, reassuring yourself. Nobody can reassure yourself like yourself.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So that's what I did. I faced it, I owned up to it, and I pushed through it. Like I said, whether it was journaling, whether it was, and a lot of times, even now, when because when you go through a mental health a mental health thing, it's not to say just because you're healed or you're delivered from, it's not to say that those episodes won't ever come back again.
Right. Right.
Not to say, you just have to own them, and you have to know how to get through them. So even in the event, if I was to go into an episode right now, my biggest thing to come up out of that is I find somebody. I don't know about y'all time, but my timeline is always somebody going through something or something. But I take the focus off of me and I reach out to somebody. I go back into what I'm purposely supposed to do, because I'm not purposely supposed to be feeling like I'm feeling.
Mm-hmm.
But I take that, whatever I'm going through at that moment, and me reaching out to somebody saying, hey, it's gonna be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Or hey, you're gonna get through it, or hey, it's or whatever it is that God gives me to say to them at that moment.
Right.
Me taking the focus off of me helps me realize that it's really not as big as I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's refocusing that lens.
Right.
Look at what it's really about. Because you're not going to be here forever. But that's where revenge comes in. It's you versus you. You'll talk yourself out of so much stuff.
Well,
Absolutely.
Nobody will Ayo.
Hey yo, what you say? Hey
Ayo.
yo.
You'll talk yourself out of so much stuff.
I ain't gonna lie. That's something. That's one of the biggest things I had to learn.
And you qualified for it. You qualified to do anything and everything you say you can do.
that's right.
And if you're not qualified yet, you
Right.
can get qualified.
Yeah, I had to learn that because like I really like was going through that like everything I'm doing right now everything I'm doing right now I spoke on all this like I used to tell people this all over I was like bro I ain't just no regular ball man I'm telling you like I ain't this ain't like I ain't no regular I ain't just no regular ball like I knew what I was always capable of. I didn't know how to get out of my own way at one point. You know what I'm saying? What was stopping me from being that, or what was in my way that was causing me not to be what I was projected to be in this game? And once I got that behind me and started moving off of right off instinct, like not forget how it turned out. You know what I'm saying? However it turned out. I'm either grow from it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna learn from it. However it comes. So once I got that, man, it's been like like I said, I'm doing everything I want to do with this. Like everything that I thought about doing, all this stuff coming around. You know what I'm saying? It just took that mindset.
It's do it or don't.
Yeah,
Right.
I love this conversation though because this again is full circle. It brings back the point of why this podcast needs to exist.
Absolutely.
This is what I cut my way out means. This is what it means.
Absolutely.
Not just cutting your way out of a financial hardship. It's not just way out of a relationship. It's not just being able to free yourself from the chains of the 9 to 5. It's about taking back control of your mental and your emotional stuff. Your ability to readjust, refocus the lens, and be able to move forward in your life positive and not allow yourself to be so overtook by the trials and tribulations that just come with living. They come with life be life.
Right. And it encompasses all of those things that you mentioned.
Absolutely. And I like having this conversation with barbers especially because one thing I learned in this industry, being a barber, being behind that chair is as a barber, as a stylist, as a professional who deals with the general public and people, part of your job is very emotionally taxing because people come to the shop and they're in different parts of their life where they're dealing with things. And I always compare it to like carrying a laundry bag, right? when we get up in the morning, we get up, we get dressed, we put our clothes on, and then you get your bag of emotions, your bag of feelings, your bag of trials and trauma and tribulation. You sling that bag over your shoulder. Everybody do it in the morning, right? This hypothetical bag. You swing your laundry bag over your shoulders. You head out the door. You put that smile on your face, and you carry that bag. You carrying that weight with you, with everything you're dealing with. Being a service provider, you also carrying that bag, but you also carrying a new empty bag every day to fill up with everybody else's problems, everybody else's trauma, everybody else's tribulations, everybody else's situations.
Right.
And you're taking on. So what you have to do as a service provider is you learn how to put your bag down, putting it on pause.
Right.
You're slinging their bag while you cutting hair. You holding everybody's problems. But what we forget to do is put that damn bag down before you leave. And a lot of times we put that bag on this shoulder and we put our bag on our shoulder, and now we overloaded with everything that's going on. And just like that, you can slip into depression. You can slip into emotional distress. And before you realize it, you've embodied everybody's situation that you came across, that you came in contact with before you even realize it.
Right.
And you never took time to be able to focus yourself and deal with your own issues,
deal with your bag,
own situations, because you're
You
trying to
lost
be.
your bag.
Yeah, you didn't forgot your bag exists.
Who bag it is? I got somebody else's bag.
And the funniest thing I heard, like the biggest thing I heard you just say was saying no. Being able to say no. And saying the power of no is incredible. And the best statement, the best way I've ever heard it put is no is a complete sentence. It don't require nothing else. It's a complete sentence. And you can say no verbally. You can also say no in your actions. You can say no in your unwillingness to continue to stuff that empty bag with more stuff. Sometimes it's okay to say, look, I see this situation wasn't panning out. Or I see this situation, I gave him all. I gave everything I could give to it. But all right, it's time to step. It's time to step off and move in another direction and pivot and adjust and see what else is out there for me. But I really, really, really have a big attachment to this conversation because I am a person that deal with depression. I am a person that go in and out of my emotions a lot. I'm an empath. So the worst thing I could have did was become a damn barber because I feel everything everybody feeling as soon as they walk in the door. So
They walk in the door, yep.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, for me, that was the greatest thing for me because I was working in a corporate situation, and that's where the whole I cut my way out. I kind of took back all those things that was missing for me in my everyday life and career outside of family, and I was able to channel that by being behind the chair and being that service provider. You know what I'm saying? So for me, barbering has been a lifesaver for me, dealing with the depression, the anxiety, and you know, I can't thank the craft enough. If I would have kept going in the direction I was going, I don't know if I would be here right now. To be totally honest with you, it was getting to that point, and so you know, when we're on here and we talk about I cut my way out, for me, in every sense of the word, I mean it literally. You know what I mean? And a lot of times the mental health aspect for barbers, like you said, it's not even spoken about enough because we're always cramming ourselves with what everybody else is going through, and then we have to kind of stuff what we're going through inside. But that being said, being a barber and being a service provider and being able to create those relationships with some people that you trust without going too deep. I don't give away all my baggage, but being able to bounce ideas and having relationships with people who relate to some of the things that I go through has also been, you know, extremely helpful for me.
Yeah.
And something else that let me piggyback off of that. Something else that I think that because we are barbers and because we take on so much, the thing about saying no is excellent, amazing. We got to learn how to start it, but we also got to learn how to start telling ourselves yes.
Yes.
You got to tell yourself yes.
Absolutely.
I take when I say day by day, some days are better than other days. And it's okay.
Right.
But in order for me to be of top-notch service for you, I gotta be right.
Right.
And if I gotta take a day off, or if I gotta take a moment and go get my feet done, or if I gotta go buy me some tennis shoes, or if I got whatever I gotta do to shine some light and tell myself yes, so that I can be okay to be able to tell you yes and not feel guilty about it.
Mm-hmm.
We will tell ourselves, oh, I want this and I've done it. I'm gonna go buy that, and I go buy it, and I come home and I look at the receipt and like, you know, you didn't need that. Why didn't you need it?
Yeah.
Why didn't you need it?
Yeah.
Why do you gotta clarify everything when it's time to do something for yourself, but you constantly point into this person, that person. Same. It's another example is when you look at your book. And no offense to none of these clients on this thing, do not take this personally. But when you look at your book and you got that one client and you like, oh my Lord, today, Jesus Christ. Oh, like, why, Lord? But that be the day. That be the day.
Right.
That you go to work and you may be in a bombshell mood because you got this client. It's the first client of the day. They complain, they picky, they don't want nothing. That be the day that you go in there and you start cutting it away.
Yep.
That be the day that you go, and that very client be the one that you gotta, whatever you gotta do, and you, when they leave, you all right.
Yeah.
Because you've done what you're supposed to do. But in the midst of doing what you're supposed to do for them, don't forget about you.
Absolutely.
Don't forget about you. Take time, go out, go take you a trip.
Yeah.
Take you, go, just you. Just you. Love on you.
Yeah.
That's what exclusively me is about. With me in mind. It's okay for me to be, you know, have a moment. It's okay. Today is not a good day. I'm not feeling. I feel like this gonna go on. So I'ma just be on me today.
Lock Gang 100 say, I get very depressed and I feed off energy with the hair, but it's hard to talk about. I'm not just a barber, it's the industry, period. I'm not just a barber, I'm a loctician, but energy is definitely important. Energy is so important in every aspect of your life, whether you work in this industry or not. But in this industry, I harp on this a lot when I'm talking to younger guys and women. Energy is so important. You have to get some kind of control over your energy because energy is transferable.
Yes.
You're putting your hands on people.
Right.
This is how you transfer your energy. Through your hands, your mouth, and your ears. That's how you transfer and receive energy. And if we don't be better caretakers and find some kind of outlet, whether it's a client, a coworker, a therapist, a pet, a rock, a wall, a mirror. If we don't find some kind of outlet to initiate that conversation, to reaffirm to yourself that you do deserve peace, you do deserve happiness, patience, all those things that you give, you deserve them too. If we don't and find a way to initiate them conversations, you're doing yourself and you're doing your clients and your business a disservice.
And it's a lot of, and you know, the thing, one of the biggest things that I know is a lot of us in this industry, period, we go through it.
Yeah.
We go through it, but we won't say anything about it because we don't want to be crazy or we don't want to be off or whatever it is. Take it for what it is.
I think we also be afraid to push people away. I think it's
for me personally, and I don't mean to cut you off, Shaq, but I'm just speaking and putting it out there. When I finally, because I'm the type of person, I bottle my feelings and I bottle a lot up. And I'm not the type of person who says no easily, even to clients, and that's something I have to work on. But when I was able to be open, the very first podcast that we did, I talked about, you know, just the origin of I cut my way out, what it meant for me and what I went through. It was like a weight was lifted off my back to be able to tell somebody else outside of my wife what I was going through, you know, because through some childhood trauma and things that I went through before, I learned how to wear a mask.
Mm-hmm.
And so you never knew what I was going through because I could always
Cover it
I
up.
always had that poker face. But inside, it's eating me and eating me and eating me. And so for me to be able to just come out and just talk, and I was just talking to the camera. Me and Jinx were just talking, but to get that off my chest, it felt like a weight had been lifted. And so many times people feel like they're going to be judged, but sometimes you just let it out. It makes you feel so much better because so many people are going through the exact same thing, and we take that for granted a lot of times.
And another thing is that we don't always have to talk about it verbally. That's why I keep emphasizing journal. Journal, because what you're doing when you journal, you go back and you can track your progress.
Absolutely.
You can go back and you can look and you can read about those days when you were at the lowest and see and learn how you tackled them. You know, because this week's Monday may not be next week's Monday, but I may have had episodes on both days. But next week's Monday may not have been so hard because I've been writing about this. So I'm learning what my triggers are. I'm learning how to deal with my triggers, and I'm learning how to get through to conquer these triggers. Another thing is that we got to let social media be social media.
Absolutely.
Diona D. Fowlks on Instagram is not the same Diona D. Fowlks at home. So you got to separate the two, because on this social media platform, according to everybody who see me, I'm perfect. I'm perfect. That's why when they say, "Oh, your hair is perfect," I constantly say, "No, it's not." And they think I'm saying the hair, but I'm really saying the things that's behind the hair that you don't see. So you got to learn to separate Lock Gang and Kiera. I can call her name because I know her. But you got to be able to separate those two.
Right, I was lost. I'm like, who?
Right.
You got to be able to separate those two. You know, and it's balance. It's balance. Like, and I used to think people were so crazy when they had two phones. I was like, you do not need two phones. You don't need no two phones, baby. When I come home, this phone gets turned off. Because I have to leave the barber status. I now got to be mama. I got to be daughter. I got to be sister. And they deserve the same amount of attention that client 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and everybody else didn't have. Even though I'm tired. But they still, Asen still got to, Mama, I got to help. I need help with this project. Or I need you to give me a logo done for my clothing. So I still got to do other stuff. Which means I still got to be mentally intact. So between the time of me leaving the shop, getting in my car, coming home, I got to refocus again. In other words, it's not a one-step thing. It's not one process. You got to keep doing this over and over and over and over.
And you spoke about balance earlier. That's where that
yeah.
But such as
I'm a work in progress with that.
What, balance?
Yeah.
I think we are always constantly adjusting that, man. It's easy to get.
Can I go now?
It's easy to invest yourself so much into one thing that kind of slip and slide by the wayside.
Right.
Yeah, you got it. You definitely. I'm sorry, y'all. That was my son right there asking me for something. He didn't had all day to ask me for this thing, and now you wait till I get right here and want to try to sign language. Look in there. It's in there. But yeah, it's you versus you. I'm gonna keep saying that because it's at the end of the day, you're not fighting nobody but you.
Yeah. So listen, we had quite a few people join the live. I want to say thank y'all for joining. We all want to say thank y'all for joining.
Absolutely.
We've had a very, 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 very productive conversation.
Absolutely.
If you are not already following I Cut My Way Out _pod, if you are not already following Diona Fowlks, go and follow both pages. We are posting a challenge. She's gonna be posting it starting it in October. It's gonna be the Follow Fowlks challenge, Follow Folks challenge,
right?
Where you gonna be trying to keep up. I'm gonna be trying to keep up with everything she posts. I'm gonna try to post. When she
Okay.
posts, I'm posting. If she posts
Okay.
twice, I'm posting twice. If she posts 4 times, I'm posting 5 times.
You sure about that? Because they messed up. Y'all messed up and let me get a whole lot of content from last year's show now.
I'm with it. I'm with it all.
Ooh.
I'm with it all.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
Yeah.
That just means I gotta step up my service game and get some more appointments scheduled and get to it.
Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna see if it's a way we can keep count of that. We gotta have a winner of that.
We can. Trust me. There's a will. There's a way. We can figure all that out.
Yeah, we gotta have a winner on that.
Right.
So before we wrap it up, we've been on here for a while. Do y'all have any other questions? Any other shout outs? I said Ash was talking about bringing up shouting out up and coming barber or somebody y'all know that deserves some credit of acknowledgement.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was when we first started this, and Diona, you spoke on it, just trying to take those next barbers to that next platform. So this is also a platform we want to shine, a light on upcoming barbers. So any of those people who are following us now, viewing, follow our page, get in our DMs, whatever. Also, I want to say for past podcasts and anything we do on here, they'll be available for anybody who came in the middle or at the end. So subscribe to our YouTube channel. I cut my way out. Also, I want to say, and I think this is collectively, I think you guys would agree, I just want us to send our prayers to everybody in Florida who's going through the hurricane situation. We had a Miami resident, Kane's barber, on last week, reached out to him and Mo, Miami barber, just to make sure they were doing okay. So we just want to send our prayers out to all the families and hope everybody is doing okay with that chaotic weather situation. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you got to get son.
You see at the bottom, it's a question down there, Shaq.
What city are you barbers working in? I'm in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. But I'm wherever you got an outlet. That's what
I'm everywhere.
Right. Wherever you got an outlet.
I'm from Ridgely, Mississippi. I'm from McGee, Mississippi. I'm cutting in Ridgely, Mississippi, North Jackson.
Okay.
I need you to go on and compete at least one time. I'm gonna tell you.
I'm gonna do it. It's coming soon. I'm telling you. I promise.
Paige, I was like, ooh, I might make judge.
He different. He designed all the way different.
You said you might judge.
I said, ooh, I might make him a judge because I like to bring people on who had, who just new to it. But I was like, but you gotta be in them competing so you can understand, where you're judging from. You gotta be.
I got it. I'm with both of them. Competing, judging, all of the above. I'm trying
do it all.
It ain't no limit to what I'm trying to do this year. Like
it ain't. Cause you fire with it.
You got the heat.
It's been a long time coming.
Diona, can you tell them where you're from again?
I'm from Texas, the heart of the Dallas Cowboys. The one that have the right, got rid of the best wide receiver in the world, Amari Cooper. Yeah, I'm from.
Woo, boy, you can't tell them Cowboys nothing, boy.
Right.
And I am from Dallas, Texas, y'all.
Okay.
Triple D.
Champaign, Illinois. Home of University of Illinois. So, yeah.
Who your NFL team, Ash?
You know what? I don't have a favorite sports team on the hoop side of football.
Really?
I've never been. Nope. Of course, Bulls in their heyday. I was a Mike fan, so of course I'm gonna follow Mike and Pippen and them. But I've never had. Early when I was a youngin', I liked the Pittsburgh Steelers. But outside that, man, it got to a point players move so often. It's like you following a player and then they go somewhere else, and so I ain't never had a favorite team.
So you're a politician. That's what that is, man.
There we go.
You're a politician. That's what that
is.
Well, I want to take the time to thank you guys for having me on tonight. It's been very, 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 very powerful, and I hope that we have set out to accomplish what we really did set out to do, and that's to help, purpose, inspire, uplift the next, or the upcoming, and the present. And for anybody that's watching, I am not a stranger. I'm just as human as you. I wake up and sit on the side of the bed. I put my pants on one leg at a time. So at any time, any given time that you wish to reach out to me, do not be fearful of DMing me. Give me a few minutes. I will get back to you. I can't promise you it's going to be immediately, but I will get back to you. And
That's what's up.
protect your peace and stay in your lane and do what you're supposed to do and change the game.
That's what's up.
Definitely.
Yeah. So that concludes our Cut My Way Out podcast. Thank everybody, all the viewers, and thank you for coming on. It was an honor and a privilege. I think it was extremely powerful. We're going to keep setting the platform, setting it on fire, because I think we have something special that people need to join in and be part of. So we greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely. We will be
Yes,
back
indeed.
next week. Same
Absolutely.
time, same place, with another fire guest with more stimulating, mentally stimulating.
Right.
And y'all jump in them DMs and let them know who y'all. If y'all got something y'all need to tell the world, or something to inspire our industry to make it better. Don't hold it. We just got to talk about holding information. Don't hold it. You can possibly
Absolutely.
change somebody's life.
Absolutely.
They don't know everybody, but they can.
Absolutely.
We're not afraid to reach out to nobody. Trust me, we'll reach out to anybody.
Yeah,
We
we'll
will
get
reach
in.
you
We'll
up.
get in your DM.
We will slide. We'll slide in anybody DM, whatever. If you know somebody, I'll tell you another one. If you have anybody that you know that's a barber, stylist, or someone within this industry that you do not feel is getting the flowers that they need or the flowers that they deserve, and you want to see them featured on a platform like this, send us their information and we'll reach out to them. This isn't just for the people who established. This is for the people who coming up and getting into this lane too.
Absolutely.
This lane big enough for everybody.
It's about the industry as a whole, and just anybody, not even the industry, but we want to bring those people on, but we also want to inspire and motivate. We found our lane and our purpose, and we're going hard at it, and we want everybody to be able to do the same. So maybe we offer something that inspires somebody to jump in their lane and do their thing. Like she said, she had to jump out on faith, and we're all capable. So
Absolutely.
really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, it's been a real one. Y'all have a good night. I'm about to take the dog out and start posting, or at least get my content ready.
Oh, definitely. I'm finna get on the laptop now.
Okay.
And y'all have a good one. Peace, man.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Appreciate
All right, man.
y'all.
Y'all
Y'all
be
have
safe.
a good one.
Bye.
All right. See y'all later.